Quick public service announcement. If you do not subscribe to Eric's Substack, I've mentioned it to be all before, you should. We'll put the URL in the chat, and it's in my Substack as well, I believe. Maybe it wasn't. It'll be in the next one. Eric's Substack is incredible, and Eric, I'm just so impressed with the original nature of your thinking, the discipline, the principles, and Eric is one reason we love having you on here is you're willing to call folks out, even in your own tribe. And what Eric writes about today is what we're going to talk about now, which is the president was pro-choice and anti-gun for most of his life as an adult, and when he decided he wanted to be the Republican nominee for president, he transformed himself into what I would argue is the most pro-life, pro-Second Amendment president in American history. Quite a transformation. And yet, as the midterms approach, and as Eric points out, it's necessary for the Republicans to turn out single-issue voters on those two issues, which benefit Republicans. Single-issue voters on guns and abortion tend to turn out for Republicans. For some reason, there have been a series of policy decisions and public pronouncements that risk depressing those two groups. So, Eric, I know you think it's wrong-headed. What's possible? Is it carelessness? Do they have some secret plan to appeal to pro-choice voters and the Gabby Giffords votes? Like, why are they making these mistakes that are really depressing their connection to both the pro-life community and the pro-Second Amendment community?
Yeah, and you know, just some background here. I was a lawyer, an elections lawyer for a number of years in Georgia, and then also ran campaigns. And I mean, again, pro-life voters, gun voters, they'll turn out for Republicans in midterms. You want them. I have been told pretty reliably from higher ups that they did not at the time want to try to drive up a pro-abortion vote in the midterm. So they didn't want to do anything with mifepristone, the abortion pill. They didn't want to really fire people up. I think they overshot on that. And I was told, I mean, name checking, Susie Wiles and Stephen Miller were the two names that kept coming up in conversations. They were worried about the politics of it. James Blair, who's the legislative guy for the White House, actually thought they should do something. I think he was right. On guns, I'm honestly, I'm flabbergasted by the gut reaction from people in the Trump administration to have this message attacking Second Amendment advocates, whether it was the Alex Preddy situation or now Judge Janine saying, if you come in, Greg Steube, member of Congress, is on Twitter this morning saying, I come in with my gun all the time. If you try to stop me, there will be a fight. Come and take it, Judge Janine. This is not smart politics for the White House to alienate these two groups of voters.
But why is James Blair letting this happen?
I don't think it's James Blair. Based on what I've heard from multiple people, he actually is where I am. But
he should be throwing his body in front of him. Maybe he is internally. Kevin, Judge Janine, you two ever go to a shooting range together? She seems to not be that pro-gun right now.
We've not, and I want to ask Eric too, because you know these dynamics better than I do. You know, the fact that we saw the March on Life, March for Life a few weeks ago, and the point person was J.D. Vance, not the president. I mean, the president should still be taking a victory lap with the end of Roe, and the fact that he, sent his deputy to give that speech was also kind of surprising to me.
Well, and I can tell you behind the scenes, there was a movement. It died at the end, but I was consulted and my advice was sought on a public letter suggesting they uninvite J.D. Vance over the abortion bill. Wound up not going anywhere, but there's a lot of antagonism within the pro-life community. They feel like they kept their mouths shut on RFK despite the reservations, and now it's just gone off the rails for them. And there are a lot of them realizing we've lost the room within the White House. They're not happy, and I mean, good luck getting these people to really turn out for you in the midterm.
Do you think that's partly because the Roe fight is over, Eric, to some degree? They've declared victory, and now where do they go as a movement?
Yeah, a lot of thinking in the White House, and again, I think it comes from the Vance wing of the party, like on the Ukraine situation, is let this be a state issue now. It's no longer a federal issue. Yes, to a degree, I agree, but there are some issues that are national, like regulation of the abortion bill, and they're just stepping all over rakes on this issue right now.
It's just incredible. There is a link. There is a link in my Substack to Eric's Substack, and you can just Google and you'll find it. But you all should subscribe to it. Okay.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park. Hit the subscribe button. Be part of the two-way community. Never miss an episode. Be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.